Welcome to Today's Journey. Today we have a very special guest with us who's going to give us information about the community and other activities. And that special guest is Mr. Kevin Riley. He's an assistant and district leader uh, for Carl Hastings. Kevin,
Good morning, Miss Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing quite well. One of the things I like to get down to business is to find out what are you doing in the community.
Um, I've been called HC since 2008.
Uh-huh.
I started out as his graduation specialist, and then after I graduated college, he hired me as his constituent liaison.
Right.
So, growing from the constituent liaison, I then ended up being his district office manager to my position now, the community relations director. So, I'm the individual in the office who coordinates all the events that go on in the district on behalf of Speaker Hasty, and I also represent him in the district. My district leader role is I'm pretty much the liaison between the community and the elected officials. I usually go around, and if anyone in the community has an issue, they usually reach out to me, and I'll connect them with their elected official. Being that each elected official's district widens from assembly to senate to congressional to city council. Also, I have a nonprofit organization called Music Over Violence, where we utilize the voices of our youth to stop violence that has been going on in our community. A few years ago, we had a huge bust in our community where a lot of our youth, the Bronx 120, were incarcerated, and there was a lot of violence going around, especially now in the climate that we're in
Right.
after the pandemic.
Right.
So we felt it was necessary to start an organization to kind of eliminate that and kind of give a platform. So we know that the youth are very, into music. So we like to use that platform. Our founder, DJ Mad, a celebrity DJ from the community.
Right.
He's kind of our outlet, so we could possibly bring celebrities into the community, to kind of talk to these kids, and stop any violence that goes on in our community. Another thing I do is I have a national organization called the Dad Gang, where we
Yes.
utilize
Yes.
our
I'm familiar with that. Yes.
yeah, we utilize our voices and our platform to change the narrative of how the world views Black fatherhood.
Right.
And it forms a support group because a lot of us grew up with our fathers, and a lot of us became fathers at young ages and didn't know how to maneuver or deal with our children. So it developed a support group amongst each other. We host events that we do with our kids, just something that Black fathers get together and network and build, and just build a community amongst each other, because it's very important for our children to see that people that look like them are present, happy, and very engaged in their families
Yeah.
life.
Right. Well, I'm very interested in
Oh,
the
so I forgot
that.
one thing. I forgot one thing.
Well,
I'm also a mentor for President Obama's MBK program. So with that program, we help kids, young Black men, young minority men. Let me say that are going from high school, transitioning from high school to college.
right.
So we mentor them. We give them service projects that they do within their communities. So I'm a mentor, and now I had four mentees this year. Two of them were from Eagle Academy, one from Bronx Science, and one from Fordham Prep.
Right.
So our office, alongside my partner Angel, from the Bronx Borough President's office, we're both the mentors, and we'll take them under our wing throughout the year. They'll work closely with us and engage with us, and we'll kind of help them transition from high school to college.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to know how can the community can get involved in some of these groups and some of these organizations that you belong to.
Usually, a lot of times, anytime I'm hosting an event, for instance, with my Music Over Violence platform, we did a Juneteenth rally that happened on Juneteenth, where we kind of brought we're in a social injustice climate right now.
Right.
Where we're trying to fight for equality amongst our community and resources for our community,
Right.
and we celebrate other holidays, and the true holiday that we actually got gained freedom, or gained some sort of freedom,
Right.
because even today a lot of us still don't feel free.
Right.
We wanted to host a rally that all of us could kind of come together and show solidarity and walk within the community, and it turned out to be pretty dope. We had everybody from different demographics in the community, from young to old, walking down White Plains Road with the police officers. We had music, everybody was dancing, wobbling in the street. Like
Right.
it really engaging, and it was dope to see our community. Everyone's happy. There was no negativity. No one was staring at each other. Everyone was like really engaging with each other, and that's how our community needs to be. So for instance, like when we do events like that, we'll promote on our social media platforms,
Right.
um, like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. And then people usually come out. So that's how people participate. And we also partner with a lot of groups in the community. Like we're going to be doing something soon. We're going to be hosting a peace summit throughout the summertime in the community.
Right.
Just various places around the district. We're going to be going around to small businesses, playing music, trying to engage people to register to vote,
Right.
and also do the census, and also give out PPEs,
Right.
especially during the coronavirus pandemic. And that's something that we've been doing during the pandemic too, like giving out PPEs, giving out food. Today, later on today, we're going to be giving out 500 boxes of food to Eat Wall,
Right.
housing development. So that's just something we're just trying to do to keep everyone safe,
Right.
bring the community together,
Mhm.
unify everybody, and that's, I feel like it's important, because if we partner with each other and
Right.
kind of engage with each other's audience, we
Right.
could kind of build a stronger network amongst the community.
Right. Well, let me mention something very quickly too. I had a granddaughter, and my granddaughter participated in the first protest that they had at the Barclays Center, and she was assisting and helping people who been pepper sprayed. She was at the beginning. She's 16 years old. She was knocked down and dragged by the cops. And then when they lifted her up and handcuffed her, another officer sprayed pepper spray in her face. And then they put her on the bus because she was at the Barclays Center. They put her on the bus and they drove around for about an hour or so before they found a precinct that would take her because she was arrested and everything. So we went down to get her. They had her at precinct 7 in Manhattan. We went down to get her, and we didn't see her till 3:30 in the morning. Now she was at the protest at around about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock during the day, and this is what they did to her and everything. And she was traumatized by it. Being knocked down, dragged, and then have pepper spray in her face. And it was done twice with her, with, and she was handcuffed when they did that and everything. So one of the things I need to ask you is, how are you, or if you are involved in any of the protests, and how do you, and what's your take on it?
Well, my take on the protests, I'm happy that we're all coming together and we're fighting for our communities, our people. I'm not happy with how we're being treated during the protests. A lot of these protesters are peaceful, and I feel like a lot of attacks that happen to people in the protests is unjustified. During this social injustice, I have been a part of a few protesters. That Juneteenth was a peaceful one. With my dad gang group, we went down to Washington D.C. And we did one from the African American Museum to the White House. We did one
Oh
with
yeah!
all
Wow!
dads. Yeah,
Wow!
we had
So
we had
were
over
you out there with
50.
something little nonsense?
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
marched out there.
when you went to church and tried to do a little salute and all this bullshit, you know?
I don't know. What happened is we got together, we spoke, we had some dads come out and speak. A lot of went through a lot of had situations with police officers. including myself. My father was incarcerated. Last time I seen my father in my household, he was incarcerated by the police officers, and I haven't seen him until like 20 years after that. I just seen my father like a few years ago.
Oh,
And that's because he was in the criminal justice system. Due to lack of resources in our community,
right,
and it's traumatizing to young men like me,
right,
because you have to, and that's where you feel like your life is going to end up, because you
right,
see your
exactly.
superior, your father
Yeah,
going through the same thing, and you continue to see it today.
right,
And that's why we're trying to, I think that's why we're protesting. Like I said, with my dad gang organization, we marched in solidarity from Washington. I mean, the museum to D.C., the Capitol, and there was a lot of Black fathers. And if you saw a lot of people around there, they were happy to see us, because
right,
it was a present. It was Black. We did it on Father's Day. That was like on
right,
Father's Day. I didn't even get to see my own children on Father's Day because I went down there to do the protest. But it
right,
was for a bit. It was for a big cause. It was for a big cause, and right
right,
now is the time. I was just a part of a very good protest this week, a peaceful one that
right.
happened in the Allerton and Morris Park community. And it's happening around the district. There was another big protest around the district. It was another. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 minute. Hello.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, Ms. Smith. I'm sorry. So we had did that protest, and like I said, everything that's going on right now is for a good cause, and being that we did a lot of protesters have been going on, you're seeing some change happen, and we need to continue to push the button. And your granddaughter now, she's
right,
a part of that generation that is tired of it. So we've seen
right,
generation, your generation protested, my generation is
right,
protesting now, her generation is protesting now.
right, right,
Generations after this couldn't have to protest, so we should
right,
continue this momentum. We have to continue engaging everybody, because we have people now. I see peers that that weren't really cognizant of what was going on, and they're
right,
really aware and they're really engaged in what's going on. They're actually utilizing their voices, their platforms, and trying to make some change and show some awareness. So I love what's going on right now. I think it's beautiful. I just want it
right.
to stay peaceful. I want it to stay respectful, and that's my take on it.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me mention something too now. Uh, I like the idea of the protest, like protest going on because I feel that we deserved it. Okay. One of the things I just want to mention, I have a nephew who was a police officer, state police officer in Buffalo, New York, and I had interviewed him and talked to him on the phone. He talked to me about how he felt. He talked to me about how he felt when he was uh, communicating with his assistant, and they were going to a domestic violence uh, protest. His assistant was walking in front of him, going up the steps. He was behind. The gentleman who was part of the domestic violence came out and shot him, shot his assistant. So he pulled out his gun. He had his gun drawn, and he shot the assailant. He shot him and he killed him. But he said after he shot him, he felt a sense of let me see if I could explain it. He felt a sense of remorse in a way, and he because he felt even though the guy pulled the gun and shot, he felt a remorse in terms of shooting somebody. Okay, and so that gave me the idea that I think that police officers should be evaluated after a certain period of time to see if they're mentally fit to do the job. Okay? That's what I feel. Because he felt a sense of force behind it. Now, had he felt some kind of joy, that would have given me some information that he enjoyed using the truck. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the police should be evaluated, in terms of their use of the weapon and everything. Now, the other thing I need to talk to you about is your organization, the dad's organization, because I've been following you on that exclusively because I really enjoy some of the things that you have been posting and everything. So, can you go into a little more detail about the dad's organization?
So the DAD organization was formed by one of my fraternity brothers, Sean Williams. Um, it's about six of us. It's five men and it's one female. Um, what we do is we're trying to create a platform right now for positive images of black men in media. There's not a lot of positive images about of black men. A lot of the times when you see images, even when there's a crime of somebody who's black that creates a crime, or somebody who's black who's done anything, they use the most negative picture they can find out there.
Uh-huh.
Um, and if you look at other platforms when they're like showing like commercials where brands are showing commercials, they usually use a white family or a white dad, and we're trying
Right,
to showcase that black fathers are present and very visual.
right,
And as we're doing that, we're creating the support group where we could
right,
come together, and we're creating different platforms. Like we're speaking right now to make a nonprofit entity of it
right.
where we can engage in community work. This week, we just handed out food in Co-op City. The Dad Gang, we partnered up with Senator Bailey and the PSU family to distribute food in Co-op City this week. So we're trying to get engaged in more community efforts. Also, we're trying to we have merchandise that we show because as black men in black community, we're like really into fashion.
Right,
So we want to be dope
okay,
dad, fashion. So we have like little merchandise just to show out there, like T-shirts that say I'm dad goals, or
right,
T-shirts that say I'm dope dad,
right.
things of that nature. And we're just trying to branch off. This organization is 3 years old. It's
Uh,
getting big. We were just on Oprah Winfrey had a show 2 weeks ago with Tyler Perry on it, Killer Mike, and 100 Fathers. And we were able to be on the show. Sean was on the show, and we
oh,
spoke at
wow.
that Washington.
Oh,
We were on Good
God.
Morning America. Yeah, and before Washington, we all did a interview on Good Morning America because they want to see the platform. We've been pretty much on every big media outlet,
Wow.
NBC, CBS, Channel 7, 12, like every
Wow.
big media outlet.
Wow.
Um, so we're just trying to show everyone, like, black fathers are present. And what happens is we have like a big following on Instagram. So we
Right,
usually get messages that fathers that see what we're doing, and we kind of inspire them and give them hope. And that's what it's all about, because you want fathers to kind of have some sense of hope, because like I stated, a lot of us did not have fathers in our lives. A lot of our fathers were taken away from us through violence. A lot of our fathers were incarcerated. A lot of our fathers didn't have fathers and didn't know how to be fathers. So we want to make sure as black men and as black fathers, we can have an organization and bring something together and show the world that we are here, and pull in as much black fathers. We try to have we pull in fathers that are big in each network that we could find. Like, so we're trying to showcase black people. We like to do a lot of stuff with black businesses,
right,
where we do a lot of brunches at local black businesses, just to show the support, have more black people go there. Because we're in a time we need to keep the dollar within our community. The
right.
dollar doesn't stay within our community. It's very imperative that we keep it here so we could grow within our community, so we could be the inferior population in this country.
Okay.
When it comes to wealth and education and infrastructure and the economy, we could be that community. So We just want to utilize this platform and pull in as much black fathers, dope black fathers out there as possible to really make a stance and tell the world that we're here.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something about myself. Our broadcast that we're doing right now on StreamYard, it's also going to be in BronxNet because I'm a BronxNet access producer. Okay. So we're going to advertise it on BronxNet. We're going to put it on Facebook. We have our own little media that we're going to deal with. Now, one of the things I want to know is that can you give us some websites and stuff to for our audience to do?
Yes, so you could visit our website, thedadgang.com. That is THEDADGANG.com to see what we have going on. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the Dad Gang. With my Music Over Violence platform, it's Music Over Violence on Instagram and Twitter and I don't think we have a Twitter yet. We're about to create one, but on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Kevin C. Riley. And you can kind of see what we got going on today. We're going to be handing out from Assemblyman Hasty's office. We're going to be handing out PPEs on 216 in Willett. So we're just going to be going around the district for the next 7 days to pop around because we could see in this coronavirus time that the second wave looked like it's going to be more deadlier than the first wave. And we want to keep everyone, protected, even though we're out protesting and expressing our voice and our concern about the things that we want. We want to make sure that everyone's staying protected. That's very important that everyone's staying protected. We lost a lot of people in our community, a lot of seniors that I go around and do. I go around and do most definitely. I go around and do a fitness program with the senior centers in the district before the pandemic. And there's a lot of seniors that I was just with in February, January that's not going to be there when I go back and do these fitness programs with them. So it's very hard for them. We want to make sure that everyone's staying protected. That's why we're trying to get outside, get as much food as possible to bring, people, because a lot of people lost their jobs. So we're trying to get them some resources. Trying to help them out because unemployment it's difficult. A lot of people are trying to, connect with unemployment and it's kind of hard to get through and a lot of people haven't received any payments yet. So we're trying to help out as much as possible. Contact our office. We're trying to give you as much resources as we have. Resources that we get. I was just here checking my email before I was doing this. I'm checking what new resources that people have been sending. So it's very important that we just do this together, come together. Like I said, we're doing the Peace Summit July 18th. As soon as I get the flyer, I'm going to be posting it on all the social media platforms. We're doing a Peace Summit starting July 18th in partnership with Bridgefield Civic League. We're going to be handing out PPEs, registering people to vote, doing the Census 2020, and then we're going to be kicking it off, and then we're going to end it at a big celebration at the end of the summer. So you can watch out for that. And that's it. Yeah. Well, one of the things that you mentioned about the pandemic, you mentioned about COVID-19, and the thing about it is it's prevalent in the Black community. And this is just my idea, my theory behind it. It's prevalent because in slavery we ate a lot of garbage, and so we have in our system, in our DNA, some of the bad things that can affect the COVID-19. We have high blood pressure because during slavery we ate garbage. We ate things that were very, very high in salt and stuff because they used salt to preserve the food. So we ate a lot of salty food in slavery time. So we came up in slavery with this garbage. That's why we tend to be more susceptible to this COVID-19. Okay, that's one of the things that I want to mention. For us,
come back from slavery. So the stuff that we were eating and everything, you know.
And that still goes on today, because if you can kind of see, a lot of the issues that were happening were underlying health issues, where people were contracting, the coronavirus, and they were dying because they had, diabetes, or a poor respiratory system, and these are underlying issues that are happening in our communities. That's why, we've been preaching. Well, first of all, we live in the Bronx, and the Bronx has been the unhealthiest county in New York State for years. The borough president had the Not 62 campaign that we are heavily invested in. Like I just stated before, this pandemic happened, I was going around to senior centers, hospitals, nonprofit organizations, hosting fitness classes with fitness experts from the community that want to give back and kind of teach people a healthier way. We need more juice bars and more healthy
Right.
places. Like we have Deep to the Light on the road. We have Freckles on Dyer Avenue. We have Brother Roy's on White Plains Road,
Right.
Sundial on White Plains Road. But we need more of those kind of places. We don't need
Right.
a new Popeyes, or there's like, if you look on Boston Road, there's nothing but fast food there. And if
Right.
you look,
Exactly.
that's where our people are eating and going all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to sit here and say there's anything wrong with that, but it's all to say we have to do it in moderation, and we have to really be cognizant of our health. We have to make sure we're going to the doctors, checking on ourselves, especially Black
Right.
people and Black men in the communities. We don't really like going to the doctor. If you talk to a lot of us, if you ask us like, "Oh, nothing's wrong with me," we don't really go until it's at the end. And we need to stop doing that. We need to start going to the doctor more. We need more health resources. We need more health care in our community. Like, a lot of people don't have health care. That's something that should be for everybody, universal. Like, that's something that shouldn't even be discussed. But that's stuff that we have to be discussing on the federal level. So we're everything that's tied into what's going on with coronavirus has ended up having us lose a lot of people in our community, and we just have to be more aware and help everyone out and try to add more resources. And that's why we're doing the YMCA. I've been, from Speaker Hasty's office, I've been a point person to bring the YMCA to the community. So this YMCA is going to pretty much be the heart and soul of the community. We're going to utilize there to do everything from
Right.
financial literacy to literacy, to health awareness, to getting people jobs. We're going to try to utilize that YMCA for everything. So we just need to continue our resource, and being that we have the Speaker of the New York State Assembly representing our community, that benefits us better from getting these resources. And we have Senator Bailey, up in Albany. So we have these individuals, Councilman King, Congressman Elliot Engel. We have these individuals getting these resources in our community, and it's helping us. But we still need more help. There still needs to be more resources. We still need new ideologies. We still need to preach something for our youth that are coming up. Our youth need to see something positive in our community. We need to protect our seniors in our community. That's why we're going to utilize this YMCA. When this pandemic is done, I'm going to be going to senior centers more, even more than I was doing before, to try to engage with them, physically, so they can be, physically fit. I was also teaching self defense to seniors, because a lot of seniors were being attacked during those times, before the pandemic, being robbed around the Bronx, around New York City. So we were showing them self-defense techniques. So we just have to add more resources, and we have to tie it together. And we can't be selfish. We have to share it amongst each other. We have to partner with each other. And that's the only way the community is going to get all the resources. Because a lot of the times what's happening is we have different organizations, different individuals doing events by themselves, and maybe they don't get the crowd or attendance that they did, and they think their event was pointless, but it's not. I feel like we need to partner with each other more, and then we could build an audience and build a network that our community knows where to go for certain things.
Right. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show and bringing us a lot of information about the community. And I want to really get with you and collect some of this information so we can put it on the show, and then for our audience to get an idea of some of the activities and things that they could participate in, because you belong to a lot of organizations. You're doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, there's a bikers club I just joined. That we're riding around and we're trying to collect money for social injustice projects. So there's so many organizations I'm a part of. There's so many things I'm doing. Just follow me on Instagram, Kevin C. Riley. Follow me on Facebook, Kevin C. Riley. Twitter, Kevin C. Riley. And you can see kind of what I got going on and all the different
Right.
platforms I have on. You can kind of
Okay.
engage and be a part of it.
And I want to thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much for the show. And I want to thank you, the audience, for tuning in. And I hope to be able to communicate with you and bring you more interesting guests when we meet again. Thank you and goodbye.